I'm nervous.
Are you?
Yeah. What's up, guys? We're going to do top 5 horror movies with a little twist because I got my daughter in the video. So, anyway, let's get started. What's up, guys? This is Larry was coming by. We've been planning this, and we're going to do a video together. Just so happens my daughter Jessie was at the house. We were having dinner. And so we asked Jessie if she'd like to jump in the video, and to my surprise, she said yes. Are you sure?
I can't back out now.
Okay, okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to do a top 5 horror movies. There's going to be a caveat, a couple caveats actually, because Jessie and I did a top 5 horror. So I'm not going to use the same movies that I did in that video. I don't know what Larry's top 5 is, but also Jessie wants to change it up, and you're going to do what? Like top TV shows?
Yeah, I'll do TV shows.
Okay, so Jessie's going to do top 5 TV shows. You might be like, this is kind of weird, but this is the only time this will probably ever happen. All right, so we got to take advantage of it. I guess the way we can do this is we'll just go kind of, you know, Larry, me, my daughter. You know, so when it gets to my daughter, you're going to get a TV show.
Do they know what her name is?
Jessie. My daughter's name is Jessie. Okay.
I think you announced it last time.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Last time you were you in high school last time we did this?
I think I was an undergrad.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow, man, it's been 5 years?
I think so.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Today's actually the first time I've seen Jessie since she was like 7.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
insane.
It's been 20 years since I've seen Larry.
Yeah. Lee and I were in the military together at Fairchild Air Force Base.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
basically a member of the family, so I'm an old man now too. So
Last time I saw Larry, we were arguing about whether or not Jessica Simpson is a good singer.
yeah.
And
So tell us in the comments.
I was the one to say she is not.
I don't know. Measure nods. She's an amazing.
Yes, I think she's absolutely fabulous as a singer. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think she's a good singer, but
Is she?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't take sides.
I'm not. I'm trying to figure this out. I have to unpack this. That's another video.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with Larry. You're gonna do? Are you gonna? You know, we don't need an honorable mention. We'll just do 5 since we got 3 of us.
All right,
So
yeah.
go ahead and give me your number 5.
Number 5.
Jesus.
I told you. I'm just kind of
Are
coming
you
with
serious?
Number 5 for me is Jaws.
Good. That's a good one. I like that.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one. Yeah. I'm gonna get shit from people that say, "Why didn't you put Jaws on your list?" But that's okay. I can handle my trolls. So why do you like Jaws so much?
So I don't know. For me, I like to go back to the old movies. I want to say I watched some documentaries, but Jaws kind of like scared the shit.
Oh, it scared everybody.
Everybody, like nobody wanted to go in the water anymore.
Were you ever scared by Jaws?
I don't think so. I think I watched it too late to be scared by it.
Like back in
I was
my
older
dad
when I
saw
it.
Jaws in the theater in '75.
Yeah.
And he said back then, like, everybody was freaked out. Like, nobody wanted to go in the ocean. It had such an impact. It was the first movie to make $100 million worldwide. It was the first blockbuster, technically.
Yeah,
so.
with the fakest looking shark on the planet.
But, you know, still, for me, like, I would rather have that practical shark than an actual CGI shark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just works for me.
Because they've tried to do, like, different movies, like, what was it, with Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, my God. Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
And then they did The Shallows, too. With,
Shallows was good.
Movie. Yeah.
I like Shallows.
That was good.
Yeah, Shallows is
It
really
was
good.
actually way better than you would have expected
Oh,
it
yeah.
to be. Yeah.
Probably one of the best. If I did like
Movies
top
in a
5
while.
shark movies, I would probably put that
It was
in.
actually a pretty good shark movie.
Yeah. Okay, my number 5, I'm going to go Green Room. And again, if you look at if you go to my letterbox right now, this top 5 that I'm going to give you is not going to be on my letterbox because I talked about some of these movies with Jessie and I don't want to repeat myself. So I want to do some newer movies and I'll throw some older ones in there that I've seen recently. But Green Room, it just has a good mix of like, it's a punk rock band and they're just stuck in this one location in this club in this completely horrible, messed up situation. And great performances. Anton Yelchin, I think it's not his last movie, but it's one of his final movies. But I just love this movie because it's so damn intense. Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you been?
He literally got killed
Do you know
by
who
his.
he is, Anton Yelchin?
No.
Oh,
What
that's
else is
why.
he in?
His car rolled backwards into him.
Yeah, it was a freak.
That's how freak accident. Very young, in his 20s.
Wow.
But again, I'm a musician. I just loved combining a punk rock band, and you get a little bit of you get a little bit of what it's like on the road as a band. You're struggling. You're eating freaking nothing almost.
When did you do that?
When did I do what?
on the road.
Derailing my freaking
eating
top
that
5. Jesus. Okay, Green Room. What's my review? What's your number 5 for a TV show?
For TV show, I'll do a light one. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Which
Oh,
is, like,
yes.
my comedy pick.
That's a pretty good one.
I love that
Yeah, I have a pretty big mix of top 5 TV shows, but I would say on the comedy side, It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
I think that it's great dark humor, and the characters are weirdly the worst people you will ever encounter, but are so fun to watch. Like, you like them in a weird way. You root for them.
Who's your favorite
Bit a
character?
bit. Penguin?
Dennis.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it. I mean, they all, what's great about it is every character has their own specific personality, which
Yeah.
makes it work. They're not the same type people.
I feel like different episodes have different
Yeah.
best characters.
Kinda like Seinfeld.
Charlie's best scenes are definitely the best, I think, in all of the show.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say he's necessarily consistently my favorite character.
Yeah, I agree. They have their moments to shine. What's your number 4?
Strangers.
Ooh,
Oh, that was in my
that
top
was
5.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did you just now think of that?
No.
Okay.
And I've always liked that one because I feel like it could happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Well, I said this in the other one too. It was supposedly based on a true story,
Yeah.
but it wasn't really. It was some person
Yeah.
knocked on his door
yeah,
over and
it was
over.
like based
Yeah.
on.
It's just
on
a
true
it's just
events.
like a nugget of an idea,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, you're writing a script.
And then
Yeah.
Scott Stapp's in it.
But I mean, something like that easily could happen.
Scott Stapp,
Creed.
Scott Speedman. You always call him Scott Stapp. He
I
does
know.
look like
He
him.
looks like Scott.
If they ever do a Creed biopic, Scott Speedman will play Scott Stapp. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
And my number 4 is going to be *Malignant*.
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, I was just telling you about it. James Wan gets you in the door because he's like one of the best horror directors, if not the best, working today. Because it's hard for some reason, even though there's so many great horror movies, I don't think they're necessarily as scary as horror movies used to be, like in the 70s especially.
Oh.
But *Malignant's got some freaky stuff. But one thing I love about it, and I'm not going to spoil anything, is I did not see the twist ending coming at all. And when it's revealed, it's like an explosion. You know, you're just like, holy shit! I did not see that coming. You know,
Those are the best.
yeah, and it's a total homage to like Giallo, 70s Giallo flicks, especially with the cinematography, with the purples and the blues, and just a beautiful looking movie. But more importantly, just a great story. So yeah. So what's your number 4 TV show?
I'd say Stranger Things is my number 4 TV
Yeah,
show.
that's obvious.
I haven't seen that.
What?
Shut
I
up.
haven't
You've
watched
never,
it.
what have you watched?
Not much.
Not much,
Not
apparently.
much.
It's not because my dad was in it, although I do work that into conversation.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah. I do work that into conversation as often as
Yeah.
I can. But
I try to avoid it, but you did it. So,
there you go. But yeah, I feel like it's very nostalgic, which is weird because it's not like I was born in that, like 80s.
You know, the
whatever
weird
time
thing
frame, but
is-
it feels like I should have been.
I'm
so
literally
I think
the
it's fun.
age. I'm literally the age that those kids are supposed to be in that movie. Like when in '83 they were supposed to be 10. I was 10 in
You're-
'83.
Yeah, so
So
that
that's-
must be
I love that
very
about
nostalgic
Stranger
for you.
Things.
Yeah.
I think it's so
Okay, good.
unique. I don't think there's really anything else like it right now. Wouldn't you say? I feel like
Yeah.
it's pretty epic. Nothing else really is. I mean, it's like a talking point anytime.
What I love about it is like season 1 was amazing, and then season 2 and 3 were okay, but then season 4 comes back in a big way.
It did, yeah.
and
for
it was
sure.
total homage to Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was. I feel like every season is good, and I think what was it like second and third one? I thought they were still good, but
Yeah.
not. They didn't.
I
live up
almost
to the
lost
first
interest,
one.
and then 4 comes along, and I watched it, and I
keeps
was
you
like,
back
"Wow,
in.
this
Yeah.
is really good." But you got to watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, I
I'm
always
gonna
have fun
to
whenever I watch
I
it.
just haven't had time.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
Scream.
Hey, look at that
that's a good
Scream.
one.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay. I mean, have you seen Scream 6 yet?
I have not.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
I liked it after the second watch. You liked it too, didn't you?
Yeah, I like Scream 6. That was fun.
It's fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell anyone they have to watch it necessarily, but it was still. I thought it was enjoyable.
I know we're supposed to be talking about Scream, but Scream 6, my biggest issue was the plot armor. Like, these characters were invincible. Like,
Yeah. So stupid.
It's just-
Yeah.
But I guess that's part of Scream, and you just got, you
you
gotta,
don't take it seriously.
yeah, you got to go in with
I
a
mean, do you
certain
really
mindset.
go into Scream 6 and expect a phenomenal plot?
No.
It's Scream 6.
I know.
Hey, what's your worst Scream?
3. I think 3's my.
Three?
I don't think I ever saw the
3's
second or
very
third.
Second's great.
I never saw
The
second
third one, I think, is just way too campy.
See,
and,
I thought
weird.
the second one sucked.
And that's a weird thing to say for Scream, but
I don't
so
like the
what do you
second
like about the first Scream? I apologize.
Yeah, so I was in like 6th grade when that came out, and it was just, it was terrifying. Again, another movie that could happen. Like somebody could because I remember the Ghostface killer face like being for sale in the stores before that movie came out. And then when it came out, I was like, dude, that's the one.
Well, the funny thing is, Wes Craven, he saw that particular mask that you saw in like this old person's house,
really,
and he used it without permission.
Oof.
But then, like the next day, they were able to actually get legal permission.
Yeah,
he says otherwise they would have shut down production. That's
really?
how serious it was. So.
Dang, that's crazy. But yeah, no, it was good because high school and just all the drama and like the way they built up the story, and it was just and then her boyfriend ended up being the killer with his best friend.
Spoiler.
Yeah, right. So spoiler
well, I could send it home here with Scream. I think what works is it's really funny. Like you have like Matthew Lillard is hilarious in the movie,
he is.
But yet it's also scary. Like the opening with Drew Barrymore, that scene is freaky as hell, and Steve's intestines are pouring out.
A unique spin on horror movies because they added a comedic element to it.
I think
was that done before, like to the extent that Scream did it. Because I feel like
Scream,
like
yes, I think Scream
comedy.
saved the slasher genre and really kind of saved horror. I guess fun horror movies.
Yeah.
Because before Scream, I mean, we had quite a lull with like slasher movies.
Yeah.
But then, not only was this bringing it back, but it was a really great fun slasher.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Actually,
it still holds up.
And this is just like a very minute detail, but I love the voice of the.
Oh yeah,
the
Roger Jackson.
Yeah,
Roger
like,
Jackson. Yeah.
Like the phone.
They
call with
nailed
the
it with
box.
the voice.
I mean,
they did.
It was awesome.
Everyone could recognize that voice now.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
People don't talk about how important that is too, because there's an Italian horror movie called The New York Ripper where the killer has a Donald Duck voice. Can you imagine? Number 3 is Torso, which is an Italian horror movie that I just discovered last year.
I have not heard of that before.
Yeah, this movie came out in the early 70s. I want to say 73, the year I was born. I think it came out, but it's just a really demented killer, and he wears just like a ski mask. But I really like it just because Sergio Martino's direction. The cinematography is just like there's this scene in the woods that is just beautiful to look at. But it doesn't hold back on the violence and the gore, and really the excess is a big thing that like Italian horror is known for.
You know how I know you're a horror movie reviewer? You're commenting on like the cinematography.
Yeah,
I do
of
that.
a 1970s.
Yeah,
like French, Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
What's funny is before I started YouTube, like I didn't know anything about Italian horror and all this stuff, and like it's like your movie knowledge just grows exponentially through the years, because so many people have recommended movies. Like this is not something that I wouldn't discover myself.
Like that one.
People just said, "Hey, you need to check out this movie," and I said, "Oh, I need something to review," and I check it out. Now I'm an Italian horror fanatic. So this is one I haven't even seen yet. Blood-sucking pharaohs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, number 3 TV show.
I'd say Dexter is probably my.
No surprise there.
Yeah, I love Dexter. I'm a huge Dexter fan. I feel like after what is it? Like I think season 4 or 5, people usually say it tapers off a little bit, and I'd agree. But I do think it picks back up once they had that new one come out, like One Blood or whatever.
Yeah.
I
You
feel
talking
like
about the new season that just came out?
I feel like the way they ended Dexter was definitely disappointing. Like the final few episodes, I don't think it should have ended that way. But I like, and spoiler if you haven't seen One Blood, whatever, the new one, I like that they ended with his son killing him. I thought that was a really good way.
Yeah.
Kind of a poetic way
that
of
was
ending
cool.
it. What I thought was weird too was I think they were already divorced by the point where they started having like Deb into her brother, which I don't know why they went in that direction.
Must have been awkward at the water
weird.
cooler.
Yeah.
I just tried to ignore that part of the show and pretend that didn't happen.
Weirds it
I
out.
wonder if he went to the director and said, "Can we kill her?"
Yeah.
Like in this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your number 2?
Halloween Ends.
That's your number
I
2?
can do that one.
Okay.
That one is
Halloween
really
Ends
like
is Larry's number 2.
Yeah.
Get ready. I'm telling you, man.
I
My
didn't wanna
comments,
be-
they are going to come after you
Yeah.
hardcore.
Hey, bring
I
it.
liked Halloween
Yeah.
Ends too, and
Not
so did
even
my
worried.
husband.
Yeah.
What did you like about Halloween Ends?
It was different,
Yes.
Like, it was different.
That's a perfect
And
word
I
for it.
remember before I saw it, you were like, I'm like, what did you think? Because you'd seen it, I hadn't watched it yet, and I was like, what did you think? You're like, it's different. Like Halloween 3 different?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's gonna be masks cutting people's blood and then ripping. I mean, so that's what I was expecting, but it wasn't. I mean, like you know, Michael's old and he's living in the sewers, and spoilers.
I always
again,
compare it to like I don't know if you ever seen The Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood, but that's pretty much the same type plot of Clint Eastwood. William Money was this character who was one of the most dangerous gunmen in his prime, like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And this movie covers him at his twilight years.
Yeah.
And he's broken down.
Yeah.
And he's having to deal with that himself. Like, you know, I used to be this legend, and now I'm like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I've withered away, and that's kind of how I compared Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And I just love that David Gordon Green said, you know what? Everybody's expecting this. I'm going to give him that.
But even like the progression of like, and you know, I can't recall names of people in the movies and stuff like that. Like it was just not.
Well, Corey was like the kid.
Corey, yeah.
Okay, it's like he kills like the kid at the beginning, like accidentally.
I didn't see that coming. Too.
Yeah,
When
that
they
was a
first
great
said that, I was
opening,
like,
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets his face smashed in with the door, then he falls, you know, and then just like everybody's lives just fall apart after that, right?
Yeah, that's
apart. The families of the little boy, they fall apart, you know, like they address that through the movie, and then the clown, like the little clown mask that he's wearing at the club, right? You know, and but you can just see like the progression coming, like, and then the mother is like crazy.
It's like evil is a disease, and it's just festering throughout the town, and it latches itself onto Corey.
Right.
And I thought that was beautiful.
I feel like most of those movies are a little bit formulaic, and they have the same kind of plot every time. And I know a lot of people didn't like it because this one didn't follow the same formula. But I like that. It was different. You know, I feel like I've seen the same Halloween movie like 10 times, to be honest. This one was fresh and different. You know,
I think Halloween and then kills and then ends. Like it kind of broke all the rules. Like, like I remember mentioning to you in the first one, like how he killed the dog and the kid, I think. And I was like, oh, how Michael doesn't kill kids.
Yeah.
But he does now. Like, you know, like they broke all the rules. They just changed it. It was just, so Ends for me was...
I like this one. Of the last three, I think it was my favorite, actually.
Yeah, it's really... Well, it's funny you say that, because my number 2 is Halloween Kills.
Sweet. There you go.
Really.
Tell us what
and I thought about this. I love that we can do this list, and I don't have to use the same ones before, because I can actually trumpet movies that I've saw recently. And Kills, man, it's a middle chapter, and middle chapters are always interesting because usually you're left with kind of a cliffhanger. But the reason I liked it is because Myers, like, you want your Myers to be just a freaking wrecking ball force. This is your movie. And I didn't want that for Ends. So I was glad that they showcased Myers at his complete, like the scene with the firefighters, and he's just mowing through them. It's a divisive movie. There's a lot of people that don't like it because of the misdirection, and you got the old inmate, and a lot of people thought, how could you not notice that that's not Myers? But I mean, Myers wears a mask, so who knows? But,
you know, the part with the mob mentality stuff, like where they're like,
Evil Dies Tonight. A lot of people hate it. Yeah. They did say Evil Dies Tonight way too much. But.
It seemed a little silly.
One thing I'm noticing, though, is a lot of people are starting to come around to Kills that didn't like it. I'm noticing that now. Maybe that's just because the whole trilogy's ended and people are stepping back from it. But that's my number 2, Kills. So number 2 TV show.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. And I'd say that includes House of the Dragon, too. I really liked...
I like House of the Dragon.
Yeah. It's kind of a continuation of it. Or I guess it would be like a prequel of it. But I don't think there's anything like Game of Thrones.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. And
I always say this. If season 8 was like the first season of anything, then I think people would have appreciated it more. And I will admit, I think season 8 is...
really weak.
It's a weak season.
The first, 6 seasons, though, were so good.
Yeah, stellar. So that's what it is. The expectations were so freaking high.
Yeah. That first season, especially the finale, or I think it was actually the runner-up to the finale, was one of the best seasons of television ever. I didn't see it come. I hadn't read the books before. I read the first 2 or 3 now. Yeah. And it's weird when you read the books. It's pretty much a verbatim the first season. And the casting could not have been better. It's insane
my God, it's
when
amazing.
you read the book how well done. I think the casting was absolutely perfect. And people give what's her name, the Emilia Clarke. They give her a really hard time as Khaleesi. I think she does a great
amazing.
job. Yeah, I thought she was phenomenal as Khaleesi. She's likable.
Yeah.
And then, she's slowly.
Well, she is very emotional. I will say that.
But season 8, it's like they
she gets harder and harder. She becomes a true leader.
They did it too quickly, though. I thought season 8, they switched her all like that. Yeah. Where it should have built up to that, because the first 7 seasons, I mean, she's ending slavery. I mean, she's super likable.
Yeah.
But I think that was the issue with season 8 is they should have ended it the way they ended it. Maybe not with Bran becoming like
I think it eventually would have happened
they
because
just
of how
rushed it.
Yeah, they just rushed it.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, that's a good pick. What's your number one? You better have an answer.
I actually remembered the one that I wanted to bring up, but The Ring.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that would be an honorable
that's a
mention.
fun one. Yeah, The Ring's fun.
I was in tech school, so like it was me and like there's like 4 of us in a dorm, and we all watched it on like this TV that I bought from the Next because I was at a Navy base, and it was just like everybody was just we were just shitting our pants. I mean, it was terrifying.
Yeah,
like,
it was scary.
The scene in the closet, where the girl's face is just locked wide open.
Yeah,
I was not prepared for that.
yeah. No, that shit was good. That was.
I have a question though, and I guess my audience can answer this. I still to this day don't know if that was CGI. Because it looks very CGI, but it might not be. I don't know. It's just a creepy
It looks
looking.
really CGI to me.
Yeah.
I thought.
That's because The Ring is a remake or an adaptation of a Japanese movie, Ringu.
I know the girl's name in The Ring. That was like a movie.
Samara?
Samara.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like a movie trivia quiz thing. Yeah.
Samara's creepy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my number one is The Crow.
Yeah.
The Crow, some people might say that it's not full-on horror. It's more like horror action.
That's like saying that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Exactly.
I feel like The Crow falls into horror. I don't know. It seems like
you don't think it?
No,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I feel like
well, I mean,
it
it's got the most gothic vibe. But did you guys know Brandon Lee died 30 years ago? A couple days ago.
Really?
I did not
30
know that.
years he died. And I was talking about how I remembered exactly where I was, and I was just doing the military, and I was just in the shop
Man, it was that long.
and I was looking at the USA Today, and it had Brandon Lee's face.
Dude.
And this was before the movie came out, obviously.
I can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah,
that you were just joining the military.
I have been
crazy.
obsessed with The Crow pretty much ever since I saw it.
It makes me think of The Office when he asks.
Yeah, Dwight's favorite movie is The Crow.
He wouldn't answer at first and then walks away and goes,
Yep.
The Crow.
Well, really, there's still no movies like it to this day. Almost 30 years later. I think Brandon Lee gives a phenomenal performance. It's one of those movies that has a lot of great tough guy one-liners, but somehow he sells them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, those are some tough lines to pull off.
they're tough lines to pull off, but I think it's because of the emotion, and he's back for revenge because not only his fiance died, but she died in a horrible, tragic way. And so you can just see the pain and the anguish in Brandon Lee's performance throughout that movie, and then for him to die during
Yeah,
the movie,
it's sad.
and he
Really
was actually
sad,
going to get married in 2 weeks after they
Yeah,
wrapped.
that's sad.
So
That is sad.
that's
it's
so
insane.
unfortunate.
So yeah, that's my number one, The Crow. I can't believe I didn't put that on a previous list, but yeah, so I got
That's great. You didn't do that one on the list with me?
No, I looked.
Wow,
I didn't.
that's
So
weird.
That's crazy.
You've talked about The Crow since I was like a baby.
It's
Yeah.
always
You
been
always-
like my number 2 after Halloween.
Yeah,
Wow.
I met you and you're like, hey, you ever seen The Crow?
Yeah, that's like the first.
Yeah.
I said that to Jessie when she was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Crow?
Day one.
Day one.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
All right, number 1 TV show, and I think I know what it is. Go ahead.
Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
Breaking
yeah.
Bad, I think 6 times.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will watch it again very soon. I think it's phenomenal. Best thing I've ever seen. I would almost say it's better than any movie I've seen too.
It's amazing.
Like I think
It's
Breaking Bad
amazing.
is a
Great show.
masterpiece of television.
I'll say this: every single person that says that it's not for them, I say, "Did you watch the whole?" Show?
Okay, yeah. I
And
think
they always
people
say no. They say they only
stop
watched the first
after-
season.
Yeah, they stop after the first season, and
Yeah.
you gotta give it.
You
more
gotta
time.
give it a
Yeah,
chance.
You gotta
It's
give it a
so
chance.
good.
And I feel like it picks up, and then when you go, because I got the same thing. I had to try it twice
Mm-hmm.
before I watched it, and I go back and I rewatch it, and I'm like, why was I so hard on it?
Yeah.
Season 1. I think it's actually really good,
It's a
but
slow
you like
burn,
the
yeah.
you like the characters by then.
Did you ever watch Better Call Saul?
Yeah, I watched Better Call Saul.
How was that? 'Cause I didn't watch it.
I don't. I liked it. I think if you like Breaking Bad, you'll probably like it. But I don't think it was even in the same
No.
ballpark
Ballpark,
as.
okay.
And it is
Which is
good.
weird because I think a lot of people too are like, oh, I don't know. Maybe they got really into it while they're watching it. They're like, oh, it's better than Breaking Bad. I don't see how in any world anyone would really think that it's better than Breaking Bad. I don't even think it compares.
Only people that haven't finished Breaking Bad. Maybe.
I guess,
Well, mean,
I don't know. That final season of Breaking Bad is, it's
I always-
a masterpiece.
I always tell people season 5 of Breaking Bad, best season of TV I've ever seen in my life.
yeah, ever seen in
Insane.
my entire life. And I like Better Call Saul. I
When
thought it was
Hank
good, but I don't think it
Hank
was even
sits on that
comparable.
toilet and he reads
Of
the
all the
book.
scenes to mention, that I wouldn't have worded it that way necessarily.
I'm serious though. He reads the what's the name of the book?
Yeah, I think that was the mid-season finale.
Yeah, it was
and
the mid-season finale.
Yeah, it's a Walt Whitman.
And
yeah.
what makes it great is Walt. He was out of the woods. Everything was his life was going to be great. And then
he
after,
couldn't help himself.
yeah, that's great writing. That is great writing.
But you understood him at the same time. I thought they did such a good job of character progression where it all made sense. And the way Jesse ended up, I thought, made sense. I thought Gus was a way better villain than Tuco.
Oh, yeah. Tuco's a lot to take.
He's a lot to take, which they did the same thing in El Camino.
Scary. Like, I wouldn't want to be in his vicinity.
No. Yeah, but he's a lot.
But
and
he's
I think
a lot.
that might have been why some people didn't like the first season as much as when you progress, like Hank being the main villain, I guess.
Yeah.
That was the best villain of
It's
the whole
interesting,
show.
though, because Gus and Tuco could not be more opposite.
Right,
Like,
which
Gus
is why Gus
so
was
well
much
put
scarier.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
that I think it was season 3, the finale of season 3, when Jesse, spoiler, shoots the Gale. That was like one of the. I mean, I was standing up watching it. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's it. Holy crap! Top 5 best horror movies, and you get some TV on the side. But man, this was. I'll take best horror movies with a side of TV, please.
Yeah.
But
who doesn't like that?
that was so fun. Jesse, we still need to do. I've been saving Fight Club for one day because that's Jesse's favorite movie. Is it still your favorite movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one day we're gonna review Fight Club. But
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Larry, man, well, you got to come back down. I've been trying to get him to move here to Florida so we can just keep doing this.
Trying to move here, you know,
Yeah.
just not
So
as easy as
this is a reason. Right
live in
there.
Indiana. It's not as easy to get down here.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up. That's our top 5. Thank you to my guests. You guys are awesome. I'm sure my audience wants you to come back. But anyway, guys, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day and every day. On Fridays, we do Food for Our Fridays. Follow me at Dum Dums on my socials. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a good day and...
Drum Dome's out. I remembered it this time.